Welcome to the Gleam Fishing Channel. A bit of a chilly day here today, but a classic blue sky Nelson winter's day. I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. So it's been quite surprising as we interview different fishermen and bring them on board. There's quite a few different skill sets emerge. And one of them that we came across, so recently you might remember I did a podcast with JB, or John Bennett, the Iceman, and it was really fascinating learning about his career, his time down in the ice and, developing the tooth fishery. Really interesting. And we had a lot of good feedback on that. And, some of the comments were, look, this guy should write a book, which I agree. And I have passed all those comments on. And, some of the photographs that he took down in the Antarctic waters with all the different wildlife, some of them are award-winning or award-worthy. And again, I agree. After we finished the podcast, he actually sent me through something. And I thought, this is too good to just leave it. And I think those in the industry need to hear this. And what it actually is a poem. And, this is not a poem channel, but as we come across really cool, relevant bits of writing, I think that it's important that we present them. You may remember that we had the poem written by Sam Hunt, the classic New Zealand poem writer, and that was about Jack Guard because he had one of my grandfather because he had one of his boats. So this one is a poem supplied by JB or John Bennett. I'm obviously going to read it out. Can't remember it all. He wasn't so keen to read it himself, and I can understand that. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It's certainly not my cup of tea. But when I read it, he sent it to me and I skim read it and sort of thought, that looks cool. And then I read it through in the weekend, and I thought, bloody hell, this is not only cool, it's so relevant and informative, and the descriptive words in that he uses is really amazing. So this is obviously about fishing in the ice and the journey. So here we go. And look, I'll probably make a few errors and bits and pieces, and I'm not the best poet in the world, but this is the poem from John Bennett, the Iceman. So the title of the poem is Easting Down 6,000 Miles to the Fishing Grounds. And here we go. Our ship's coming in. She be docking on Sunday. We have to unload. Can you be here by Monday? We'll be gone 7 months. It's a bloody long haul. Midwinter South Georgia, the birthplace of storms. We be needing good crew. Leave all the rest. Don't want no slackers, just pick the best. The mate's on the case, he's contacted the lads. Everyone's ready and packing kit bags. We'll be there tomorrow, ready to work. We all need the money, finances hurt. The stores have been ordered and assembled to load. They have to be checked and made ready to stow. The chief ordered parts, gaskets and seals, spare liners and pistons are part of the deal. The lists are impressive, nothing left off. If we break down at sea, the ship could be lost. All hands have turned to, the old bosun's in charge. A good willing crew is all that I can ask. The mate deals with customs and clearances to leave. The gangway is hoisted, we're out through the leads. With watches all set and musters rehearsed, we batten down hatches and prepare for the worst. Make a course for Cape Horn, 66 degrees west, on the Great Circle track, passing to the pack. We steam 24 days and run storm after storm through the dark southern ocean on course past the Horn. The weather is changing as we reach further south. Second mate spots an iceberg, expect growlers about. We double up watches and turn on ice lights. There are too many dangers lurking in the night. The Antarctic convergence is a tormented zone with icebergs and growlers, blizzards and snow. The huge ocean swells are an awesome great force, but will never lay down, don't you wander off course. The weather relentless on the course that we've laid, with westerly conditions day after day. The pressure is dropping, the breeze starts to back, the ocean is mustering a furious attack. Huge swells keep rising, then waves start to break, with a white boiling cauldron alive in their wake. The rigging is howling with wind at storm force, the watchmen are focused on holding a safe course. Somebody jokes, what am I doing here? I should be at home with mates drinking beer. The Antarctic Peninsula bearing close, southeast where icebergs are hidden amongst thick snow and sleet. The sea temp is dropping, it's now -2, with rails and decks and lines frozen through. We cross the Drake Passage running up past the Heights. If the deck's not secure, we've left it too late. The Falklands a waypoint for storm-battered ships, crew looking for shelter, recovering their wits. Passing old wrecks, scattering the shores, some locals report 200 or more. We can only imagine the desperate states of the crew and the captains battling the Cape. They knew if they weakened before a good storm, they could all join the ranks of the ghosts of Cape Horn. We swing out the anchor in Stanley at last, dismissing the voyage as a thing of the past. A chance to relax and ready the ship, we take on stores and bunkers to continue the trip. South Georgia is rugged with towering peaks and vast ocean canyons 2,000 fathoms deep. Huge restless glaciers side down to the sea, through long hidden valleys never been seen. The island is granite many thousands year old, and it stands defiant to the shuddering cold. Katabatic winds charge through the sounds, dragging ships and their anchors until they are aground. The madness of massive whaling ship fleets to the legendary kraken that lurks in the deep. The place has a history of hopeless despair for men on a mission dealing with fear. Shackleton's crew, to name but a few, have suffered more misery than most men do. We now sail in comfort in this modern age, but somehow complicate the process to justify the day. But we should never forget the journey they made in that little wee boat they called the James Caird. So when weather gets rough and we're tossed out of our bunks, it's hard to complain over steak and eggs for lunch. Midwinter is cold at 59 south, daylight too short and nights drawn out. Freezing conditions in everyday scene, keeping ice off the rigging a regular routine. The crew muscle up, they never complain, when they're ordered on deck to shovel ice again. 24/7, the shift work won't stop. For months the crew toil till we caught our lot. The hold slowly fills as the last days draw near. It isn't long now and we'll be homebound from here. Then all of a sudden the quota is caught. Our licence requires we return to base port. We haul up our lines and prepare to head in so official inspections can finally begin. We call into Stanley for bunkers and stores. The checks by officials we complied with the laws. With documents approved and signed by us all, we can export our product from last port of call. Doubling the horn is a common old phrase. I've pulled it off once, you can do it again. 14 times we've transited from east then west. Each time we get stronger at handling the test. But never complacent, our standards can't slip. If we take it for granted, this could be our last trip. Still 5,000 mile we punch to the west. Against prevailing conditions, the rum line the best. Great Circle is shorter but tracks too far down amongst freezing conditions in the midwinter south. The last leg of the journey after many months away. Timaru, the home port, Caroline Bay. Our friends and our families have waited so long for our return to the other world where our lives can go on. Fishing is a ritual of pleasure and pain, difficult to explain for those not in the game. When men venture out to spend long days at sea, they never really know what the outcome will be. But one thing's for sure, you just can't do the stretch without knowing there are loved ones that wait on the beach. John Bennett. So yeah, hopefully you found that interesting. I thought that was a pretty interesting poem and certainly relatable and well written by John Bennett. So yeah, thanks for watching and please subscribe and see you next time.